Hey guys, how's it going today? I'm going to give you guys a quick 10-minute update like how I've been trying to do now. The date is Sunday, March the 18th. It's about 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to try to talk about 6 coins in less than 10 minutes. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Ripple, NEO, and EOS. So let's recap off where we were in our 10-minute update last time here. Let's start off with Bitcoin. What we see Bitcoin doing on a very short time frame is it looks like there might be a glimmer of hope for an ascending triangle. That's what I'm hoping for, because we are getting a series of a higher low right here. So there's a good chance we might actually puncture this right here eventually over time. This is now the next high that it needs to break, around 77.50. We look at the daily chart and we see it's still incredibly bearish. There's no signs of life quite yet, okay? So we just got to hang tight here, and we have to wait to see what's going to happen in just a few more hours. Let's see if this is actually going to keep going downwards or if it's going to finally curve upwards. Daily is reaching oversold zones. 12 hours is reaching very oversold zones as well on the RSI. Now maybe in 2-3 days we'll end up getting a curve around, right? Where we're going to find a slight base first of all, and then we finally start uptrending. If that were to happen, that would be incredibly awesome. So now it is just a matter of the waiting game. We're finally reaching oversold zones. This is now the RSI support around the 22 there. We haven't quite reached it just yet there. Don't mind the sound in the background at the folks for the Sunday weekend here. Okay, so we take a look here on the 6-hour chart. There might be some signs of bullish divergence, guys. There just might be a little bit of life. We just got to wait and hang on, okay? This might be some sort of pattern like that coming down, right? And maybe, just maybe, we'll end up getting bullish divergence finally on the 6-hour chart here on Bitcoin. So overall though, we did find some fairly stable support. We bounced heavily off of the 72.50 region. Now we're already at the 74.50 range. That's awesome. So if Bitcoin does end up uptrending, we can see a lot of the other coins just end up getting carried as well, right? So really good signs for Bitcoin thus far. Now let's take a look at Litecoin. Now where we left off last time was I suggested that we would probably end up finding support around $141. We actually broke past that. We actually got to about 137, and right now we're trending right at the 141 region, where we bounced literally right off of the 0.718 fib level. So make sure you guys are always drawing in your fib levels, okay? Because every time we reach a fib level, there's a possibility that we can uptrend from it, right? Or we can bounce off of it. We look on the daily, it's still very, very bearish candle here, okay? Super bearish candle, but you never know. It might start a series of a red candle this day with a little wick, and then the next day we end up getting a bullish candle, right? So that could be a very possible thing as well. So we just gotta wait maybe 12 more hours, I'm guessing, to just see what could possibly end up happening. So we're getting to oversold regions. Our side supports roughly 31. I do believe in this coin quite a bit. It's going to be one of my favorite coins to be day trading and to also be holding this year. Litecoin. Who doesn't love Litecoin, right? Everybody loves Charlie Lee. So we haven't really reached that oversold regions yet, but if Bitcoin does end up trending upwards, right, we could actually be carried. Litecoin could be carried as well to I'm more so just going to talk about support regions right now, okay? I'm not going to really talk about targets too much because that can be misleading in a very short time frame. On a 6-hour chart, we're probably reaching some oversold zones as well. Let's hope that this ends up bullishly diverging, guys, okay? Let's hope that this ends up bullishly diverging and bouncing off of right where we are right now in the short term. So yeah, so we reached support, we bounced off of it. That's a very, very good sign. Now let's talk about Ethereum. Ethereum bit the dust, guys. I drew this descending triangle last time, if you remember. Okay, the descending triangle, and I mentioned that we'd probably support at 521, but not even close, guys. Ethereum's biting the dust. It fell all the way to 450. It's one of those coins right now that's just much more hurting than every coin right now, and unfortunately, yeah, it's really scary with just the way Ethereum's going. It's reaching some dangerously oversold zones right now, but not even that peaked yet. The lowest it's been in a while has been about I can't even see this actually. Let's take a look. It's about 15, actually even higher than that. Sorry, it's about 17 there. Okay, but now we're only at about 20 right now, so it has some ways to go down. Everything is looking very, very bearish across the board for Ethereum more than other coins. We broke down below that descending triangle, right? And we took a recent swing high position over here, but we actually ended up bouncing around this region here instead, right? So now we reached all the way to low as 483. So if Bitcoin does end up holding here and staying very strong, there's a good possibility that we'll end up bouncing as well, and we could even possibly see up to like the 570 regions again if Bitcoin does get up to 8,000. So you never know, right? And Ethereum is so oversold right now that I want to mention this to you guys, like super oversold, guys, to the point where it's just dangerous, right? And not many people want to unload. When RSI gets well below 30, not many people want to sell. So yeah, Ethereum is you know, you got to understand it's an ICO, right? It's a token for ICO, right? When you guys know the issue with ICOs and regulations right now. So coins like EOS, Neo, you know, Ethereum, they're definitely going to bite the dust much more than others. So let's look at Neo. This actually bounced right near the support I mentioned last video. Last video I mentioned we could be looking at right around the $57 range. And because we actually got a little bit lower, we got to about $48, but now we're holding very, very steady right here at around the $55. Or sorry, last time I said it could hold at the $53 range, right? And right now we're over 55 as well. I review all of my videos to make sure I know where I left off, just to be fair to you guys, right? I don't want to just spew out random facts and be wrong about it. So on a daily chart, still looking very bearish. Every time frame is looking very bearish right now in terms of just candlestick analysis. Neo's reaching some dangerously oversold zones as well with very low RSI. Is it a good time to be buying yet? No, it's unfortunately not. 12 hours is well, it depends on your circumstance, right? Like here, some people would think that this is a fire sale because the RSI is so low, but to me, I look for confirmation first, right? Let's say we take Fibonacci here. Well, what we're seeing is we're actually trending below the 786 region right now already. We can't count the flash crash, right? We're trending below the 78.6 region, where other coins were actually trending above it. So you got to wonder what the heck is going on right now, right? What the heck is going on with Neo? Well, we know the issue. It's the consensus node issue right now going on, and Charlie Lee, I was tweeting about it. Here's the most recent support over here. Remember when Neo was $12 or something way back then? Well, we're not really reaching any type of 12-hour or daily RSI support quite yet. We just got to wait for the MACD to round off, right? Just got to wait for it to snap back up eventually. When it gets to the positive side, that might be a very good sign to consider entering a trade. But as it stands right now, it all depends on Bitcoin, guys. If Bitcoin ends up breaking above 75.50, then we're going to get into a fairly bullish trend up to $8,000. So make sure you guys are following Bitcoin very well, okay? That's going to be kind of the key right now. So let's look at EOS. EOS actually bounced right around the target that I suggested. I was talking about $4.20, right? $4.20. We actually got a little bit lower. We got to about 387, but right now we're trending pretty much we're pretty much actually no, we're not. I suggested 420. We broke down all the way to the 387 range. The way that I was thinking of it was, you know, just taking an average area there, but we are trending to a fairly decent support level right around here. It's kind of like every coin. This recent position over here will act as a very decent support. If Bitcoin does end up trending, we could even get to a possible 556 in the short term, because well, not that short term. It's sorry, I said that wrong. $4.80 in the short term if Bitcoin gets up to $8,000. So please make sure you're always watching Bitcoin, guys. It's kind of the key right now. It's biting the dust hard right now. On a daily chart, it looks very, 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 very bearish still. Nasty candle. So it's closing in a horrible way. Bitcoin's only got a few hours to go. I think Bitcoin in 3 hours, I'd really like to see it over $7,600. If we do see it over 7,600, it's obviously going to be a lot less bearish than or a lot more bullish than bearish, right? So there's still some hope right now. 72.50 was a very viable target. We hit the target, we bounced off of it. Everything is in extremely, extremely oversold regions right now, all the way down to a 3-hour chart. There's no signs of bullish divergence yet, but the good news is we double peaked here, right? We double peaked from January 14 and also January 18 just today for the RSI. So we actually reached some level of RSI support. That makes me very, very, very happy right here, okay? Ah, no, guys, no. Ah, man, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to change my limit order, guys. I made $131 just now. I'm up a decent amount today, okay? People don't like it when I talk about my profits, okay? People don't like it when I talk about my profits, but I'm so transparent, guys. So transparent always, right? That I don't really care about. I want to be transparent for you guys. You know, I want to lead by example. So I made $131. I literally entered it at the beginning of this trade here. So I'm going to take my $131 profit here in front of you guys. There you go. $131 profit. Thank you very much. So Bitcoin just spiked up right here. EOS on a 3-hour chart though, we are getting a series of bullish divergences on the candle, right? So let's go take a look at the other very last coin here. I got to refresh this very quickly. Give me a second here. We're going to look at Ripple as our very last coin. Alrighty, so yeah, Ripple, I suggested that we would break right around this range of the 57 cents, guys. 57 cents, right? And we're 56 cents rather, and we went down all the way to 53 cents, but this is kind of where the general range of the support is, right? We always take a look at like a general range, kind of like that. I know it's so like low, right, or so broad, but we're not, keep in mind, this is not geared towards day traders, right? This is more so geared towards investors. These 10-minute updates right here. Ripple is actually faring a lot better than other coins right now, believe it or not, right? We look on here, we're getting a series of bullish divergences. That looks really good on a 6-hour chart there, okay? So we look on a daily chart, Ripple is probably looking just as bad as every other candle, right? But we just got to tick it up a lot better. I mean, right now it's a very bearish candle, but if we get somewhere to like 60 cents by the end of the day, if Bitcoin ends up spiking up a little bit, it's going to look pretty good. It's not nearly as oversold as other coins, if you've noticed, okay? Actually, it is. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it actually is very oversold, right? We're reaching pretty much R-size support levels right here. And yeah, like, please keep in mind that the main ingredient right now, guys, for a successful bull run is Bitcoin, okay? We got to get Bitcoin to break above these regions. We got a wick. We broke above the previous region, right, which was about 50.23, 75.23, but now this is clearly the region for it to break, right, for its next little bull run. So if we break this bull run on Bitcoin, the next viable target is roughly around 77.75, okay? And the next target after that is about 8,000. So if we can get these series of higher highs with Bitcoin, then it's going to be a very good sign overall in the market. So I'm feeling short-term bullish because Bitcoin did hit our target. It did bounce off of it, right? So if you guys saw the wick that Bitcoin produced around that time, it was quite outrageous actually, the candle that it made. Let me show you guys it right here, okay? So if you guys saw this candle right here that it made on the 30-minute time frame here, that's a really bullish candle right here, which actually signaled to the market that, hey, lots of volume as well, right? And now we're getting a series of higher lows. We just got to get a series of higher highs, which could come later, maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow. We've got a very good chance to get a bullish candle, in my opinion. So Ripple is still looking very oversold. My apologies for saying that earlier. We did nail the target around the 56 cent range correction. Actually got down a little bit to 53, but now we're finding decent support, guys, and Bitcoin does look like it wants to break up right now. So there you guys have it. I'm going to try to give you guys many more of these 10-minute updates. They're going to be geared towards just talking about RSI, talking about support, talking about just trend line in general, and a little bit of candlestick analysis. And we're going to leave Elliott Wave out of it because it gets a little bit too complicated in a very short time frame, right? So anyways, just want to keep you guys updated. The general consensus for all coins right now is that we were very bearish prior to right now. We are looking very bearish still, right? No doubt about it that we're looking bearish, but we have to acknowledge that Bitcoin has found decent support at 72.50, and because Bitcoin has found decent support at 72.50 right now, then we have to acknowledge the fact that other coins might have a chance to bounce. Remember, there are many different kinds of traders, right? There's the ones that try to catch the very, very dip, which is kind of what I'm talking about right now. Then there's the other kind of traders that will enter upon confirmation, right? Well, of course, we have no confirmation of a bull trend right now, so we have to look at the other one, which is just trying to look where we're finding signs of it leveling off. So as we find signs of it leveling off, we hope that it cascades to higher time frames where we will find support and eventually get confirmation of a bull trend or short-term bull run and rally, right? So once again, consensus, Bitcoin's finding some decent support at 72.50. It's now trying to break above the 75.50 range right now. If it does break above there, it could get to 77.75, and then if it breaks that, it could get to 7,800. And then if all of these criteria are met and we hold above 72.50, then we can expect all of these altcoins to also go into a bull run, right? A short-term one. So I'm very optimistic right now for a short-term bounce only, but in terms of a long-term trend, we've got absolutely no confirmation of a long-term trend yet. All that we have found is that every coin from these 6 that I'm looking at right now have fell down to a major level when Bitcoin hit 72.50, but because it hit 72.50, all of these coins have also bounced, right? So because they've bounced, maybe we will have found some sort of support. Maybe we will end up testing it again. If it does test it again and bounces, awesome, then we might get what we call a double bottom. So overall, I'm looking pretty bullish on most coins for the short term. I hope to see you guys later tonight when I give you a 10-15 minute update. Bye now.